Welcome back to the bumper breakfast. Of course, traffic finally released Yinka Kelly. Good morning.
Honestly, Tomisi, I never a journey of 10 minutes. Is it up to 10 minutes?
No. The journey is about 15 minutes.
Okay, let's say journey of 15
You
minutes.
spend 1 hour plus.
I spent about 1 hour 20 minutes on the road today.
When I tell you that I've been going through it, you used to
No,
laugh at me.
no, I think it's, having gone through it today, it won't happen again. Because I would know.
You just move your schedule back 30,
Yes,
30
yes.
40 minutes
Because
back.
it seems like at this part, if you want to leave the house at that particular time,
Just
you,
stop.
you stop. So
Just
it's
stop.
better you just leave and you get to the office and be
And
looking.
I've
And be
been
looking for
Well,
the next, for the next one hour.
Wemi used to experience that before she left us to our problem. Wemi,
I
good
devised the
morning.
means.
You devised the means, ba?
Yes.
Good morning. Yes, and she used to
Because
trek and
it's a
take
daily
bike.
crisis.
Yes, no.
Yes.
Yes.
I
You
think it
park
starts
and
from
bike.
8 a.m.
It's a daily
If you
It
want
crisis.
starts
to-
at 7:35 a.m. Once it's 7:30.
No, if I leave, if I come in through Omoli, most of the times I don't get stuck if I leave before 8.
I get stuck inside the
But I
mall.
tell you, even inside Omoli today,
I
we-
get
we're
stuck
just
everywhere. I
there
get
for
it.
like, we didn't move an inch for like 30 minutes.
And when you
I saw
finally
it-
came
I
out,
saw
what was
it
the
when I was
cause?
coming.
Did you see anything?
There was nothing.
There's
Just
usually
the-
nothing.
yeah.
It's just the
No,
traffic.
I
it's
think
just
it's a narrow part under the bridge. There's a narrow path under that bridge.
Yes.
I think that's where
It's all built up from.
Yes, where we all have to slow down.
Let's talk about self-help in crisis, mental self-care in times of crisis. Auntie Wemi, it's a pleasure having you bright and beautiful,
Beautiful.
on the bumper
Thank
breakfast
you.
this morning.
Good to be here today. You know, when we talk crisis, we think it's the usual big ones. You know, as little as the traffic we just described, it's a huge crisis because it's taking a toll on your emotion. So, because a lot of people believe a crisis has to be maybe when you lose money, maybe somebody you lost someone, you lose a marriage. Those are crises, really. If you're going to categorize it into the large or the smaller type
Crisis.
of crisis. But when we talk crisis, they are the normal day-to-day life experiences we go through.
We go through.
And if you live in Lagos, you live in Nigeria, and then you have to combat traffic, then you are living in crisis every day. Do you agree? Yes, yeah, because
Especially when you have these people around you.
exactly. So so we
You know the
have to
people.
be deliberate.
Lagosians around you in crisis mode, they compound your crisis.
Yeah, so you have to be deliberate about your self-care, yourself. You know, because self-care is not something people readily go for. A lot of people think it's ambiguous, it's expensive, but self-care should be everybody's priority, and it has to be a daily activity. So I have been able to categorize as human beings. We have emotions, we have physical life, we have psychological life, and we have our spiritual life.
Okay.
So how are you fitting, how do you fit into all of those areas of your life on a daily basis? A lot of people don't really, women, I know we take care of ourselves physically. We love to take care of ourselves physically.
The way we look, we're
But
very
you
concerned
discover
about
that
it.
are you taking care of your mind as much as you're taking care of your physical look? You see a lot of diva-ish look, and they are very much, they are they are
Pained.
thing inside, like they are sinking inside, and you just see them throw in the towel at every little crisis. They come, they are faced
They
with on
lose
a
it.
daily basis. So I'll say self-care is about you. Focus on you. All right. The third thing is just the last thing to me is the physical care we give ourselves. Yes, that's
So,
although
as a
it's part of
professional,
it.
are you saying that if you will itemize it and list how, what you should pay attention to,
Yes.
you would start
Self-care
with?
physical look should not be the first. That's like you are making up. You are making up, giving
Make
yourself
believe.
a fake
Make believe.
How do I put it? Yes, make believe, but the real you
So
is
you're
sinking.
covering up every other
Something,
thing.
and then you can cope with life. And one thing we do as women when we focus more on the physical life is we give ourselves, an unreal look. We are not real with ourselves. Okay, so I'll say that as women, self-care in crisis is very, very important. And this I'm going to narrow down to our mental health care. Mental health. Mental health is a daily thing we need to do. We owe ourselves the care we should give to ourselves mentally. And this is about how we think, okay, and how we see lives. Now, every day you wake, try as much as possible to prepare for a crisis. And one of the crises is the traffic we're talking about. It's not predictable. Crises are not predictable. They are not things that are within our control. So we're not saying you should start being pessimistic about life, but be prepared to handle something as little as a bash. Yes. So that when it happens, okay, sort of, I may not be able to determine the intensity or how it happens, but things will happen today. So when we prepare our minds like that as women, it's easier. If you are married, myself and my spouse could have something, okay, that may not go on well today. It's possible. I may, lose it when it has to do with my children. It's possible. I'm coming to my place of work, someone could do something to me today. All right? I'm not saying it should happen, but so that when you are prepared for those things on a daily basis, it helps you better manage your responses, your reactions, your outcomes, and then how to accept things the way they come. So I'll say we should practice self-compassion on ourselves and acceptance. Do you know what self-compassion is?
What does that mean?
Okay, be ready to make mistakes and forgive yourselves as a woman.
Move on.
Yes, which means I'm showing compassion on myself. I'm being human.
So if you're hard, some people are exceptionally hard on themselves.
Yes.
Honestly, let me say, I think I give myself a pass mark.
You see,
All what she's been saying, I try to. I remember during the chairmanship elections. One of our editor was with me, TJ. So there was the one commercial vehicle. There was a big batch on my car, and it brought down my bumper. You saw?
Yes,
the-
sure.
I didn't come out of the car. He went down and it was blah 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 blah. At one point, I was just pressing the on. Let's go. So he now came into the vehicle and it was like, you are not even. I said, at the end of the day, you will tell me sorry, and I will move. So why stress myself?
why cause traffic for other people?
It was
Just because I want to register my displeasure.
And then
honestly,
you hold
there are
every
some
other
things
person down.
I've let.
Because I want to register my displeasure, I will cause other people pain because I have been caused pain. That's what people do. That's why I said
That's a
our
mentality.
people, our
I
people.
just, that's a mentality of somebody who doesn't have a strong emotional hold on themselves. You want to carry it out on other people because you're experiencing it. Why not prepare for it? So that's part of what we're talking about, self-care in crisis. Because if you're not prepared, like we said, practice self-compassion on yourself. Today, it's possible I mess up. I'm not saying I will mess up.
But it's possible.
It's possible. So in case it happens, okay, what do I do? Okay, because a lot of women these days, like, we rightly said, I think about 2 weeks or last week, the women are up and doing. So we are carrying so much. There's every tendency you might break down emotionally. You are not the Almighty. Okay, so you are not as mighty as you think you are as a woman. So, but we have been created to carry so much. So because you are rolling in and out, you think you are capable, you will give in so soon. If you do not pamper yourself with your forgiveness. Forgive yourself first. When you do some things, when you mess up, when you lose it. Okay, so let's begin to practice self-compassion and accept ourselves. Okay, and women too. Let's accept one another. Okay, give yourselves the benefit of the doubt. It's possible for me to move from here to the gate and a woman snaps at me. Why should I hold you for that. You're a woman. Do I know the kind of emotion you carry? Do I know what you're going through? So let's try as much as possible to be compassionate and accept ourselves and accept people. And when you mess up, in quotes, please forgive yourself. Yes.
Forgive yourself. Very
I don't
difficult to
think
do.
the ultimate is learn to love yourself.
Yes,
To love
yeah.
yourself.
So I also want to talk about our diets. And I'm not talking about the food we eat. I'm talking about the social diets we consume. All right? As women, when it comes to our self-care in crisis, don't be quick at rushing out. All right? Don't go to the social space. That's not where your solution is. It's not there. The social space is serving
So
its purpose.
the social media space. You said the social diets we consume. I'm confused. Do we eat social things?
I'm talking about the social diet, the things we
But that's what a
consume.
lot of women spend their time doing now.
Because it gives some form of fake hope, but it doesn't resolve issues. It compounds. I'm telling you the fact. All right? So if you're going to do anything on the social media, minimize your exposure or the negative announcement you give to yourself as a woman. Yes, because that's not the best environment to get your self-care, to give yourself the care that you need when you are in crisis. All right? The best thing I would say is connect deliberately, connect on purpose, connect purposefully. Let's put it that way. Okay, I'm in crisis. Who do I talk to? Not I'm rushing out there. Or I want to quickly Google and see when you find
What the
yourself in this
solution
situation,
is.
what do I do? No, because your solution actually in psychology is with you. You only need somebody to help you bring it on.
Bring it on.
That's the truth, because it's your situation, it's your condition. You understand it better. It's not a social condition. So you have to minimize it. And what I'm trying to say is when you consume things socially, without being careful about them, what you're simply doing is you are giving yourself, like I said, a mirage. You can't attain.
You're painting a picture that doesn't exist.
That doesn't exist. And the social world is all about mirage, basically. So you have to know, are you on a long journey or you are just on your lane? You have to know what you're doing. So basically, as women, our social consumption is very important. Then also the things we physically consume, the drugs, the substance, things.
The drugs.
The drugs.
I have headache.
When we're in
Paracetamol to
crisis,
tablets.
we want to silence some things, which means you are not being sincere with your situation. All right? You want to take medication, whether prescribed or not
otherwise.
prescribed. Even the ones that have been prescribed, you want to overdose because you needed to sleep. Now, what that is doing is you are releasing some neurotransmitters into your system, which is all about dopamine. And, dopamine is about, it releases pleasure, satisfaction, motivation. But the moment it wears out, you are back to where you started from. So why don't you look for coping skills? Why don't you look for self-care to build the world around yourself while you are in the situation, rather than living in denial and then you sleep and wake up and you're back into it.
Something just occurred to me now. I experienced this yesterday, and I want to know if Yinka can also experience something like that. Sometimes I try to take a stock of what I feel, and I discovered that because I wanted to reach out to someone, and the person wasn't really reaching out at that point in time. Do you know what happened to me? My tummy started turning. My tummy started turning. And then, because I felt my tummy turning, I said to myself, so your emotion is connected with the way your body feels per time.
You are spirit, soul, and body.
So a lot of people do not put, we don't, sometimes you take drugs and they don't work.
Yeah. Because the
You have a
emotion,
headache
the soul is not
It's not
connecting.
working. Exactly.
Yes.
So your drugs don't work. So I said to myself, okay, I was feeling funny. I just took my car key and I drove home.
Very well.
And I got home, undressed, entered the bathroom, and I went to bed. I actually told you lock me in the room. I need to sleep. You know, by the time I slept and I woke up,
You
I
told
felt like
people. So you have your social connection.
my mom,
You see.
you know, lock me in the room. And then I slept for as much as they were opening the door to check on me to say,
Is she okay?
is she awake? Like, is she, you told them you are resting, but then they are still asking questions from you.
Are you awake?
Then I refused to answer. But I found that because I took that time out to sleep and rest, I felt a whole lot better
Yeah.
by the time I woke up.
If you didn't do that, you could have still looked this machine and you are carrying the negative feeling.
Apart from that, I would have taken maybe
No, but
like,
at
like
times-
3 tablets of paracetamol.
But at
Exactly.
times, if the brain is unsettled, it actually shows, no
It
matter
shows.
what you use.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you see,
yeah.
yesterday I had to do one or two things. I told you that I wanted to,
Yeah,
but unfortunately I realized that I did not sleep on.
well enough.
I didn't even sleep at all between Tuesday and Wednesday morning.
That's between yesterday and today.
No,
Monday and
Monday and
Tuesday, yeah.
Tuesday morning, I did not sleep at all. I didn't know. I just didn't know what happened, and I refused to take the drug I usually take. So I woke up with this heavy head and all that. I just sent a message to blah blah blah. Blah. I'm not feeling too well, and I think I need to rest. And I had to. I took 1 or 2, 3 things, and I slept. You know, I said I was going to call you. I slept all through yesterday.
Very good.
I slept.
So
Self-care.
the last thing I'll say is that women, we need to get into activities that help us release oxytocin hormone, which is love hormone. You know, we talked about it. Yes, it's very, very helpful. It begins with social, but wait, I've not finished. It begins with
You have
social
1 minute to
bonding.
finish, Joe.
Yes, and affection, empathy, connection, and sexual activities.
Okay. We have to discuss that next week. Tomisin.
Yes,
Should we put a pause there
yes.
and discuss it
Women,
next
we
week?
need it.
We need it.
Oxytocin.
No, let's discuss this next week.
Oxytocin doesn't secrete by itself.
Remo, we don't have time.
It has to be stimulated.
Tomisin, let's pause it. Oh.
You see this
let's
woman?
pause it.
Empathy,
No.
affection.
You see this
We'll
woman?
have to talk about this
We
next
have to
week.
talk about this thing.
Sexual activities
Ah.
in the right direction.
Okay, let us take this
Another
tiny
call.
break so that we can bring Mariam to this set to come and add to my oxytocin hormone.
Yes.
Joe, welcome back to the bumper breakfast. I think my director needs breakfast.
Yes.
He needs breakfast, have you?
The real
Should we
word.
give him actual food or cane?
No, please don't dehumanize him. Because
Ah,
when you beat him, you
I
have to
only told
humanize
you
him.
to give me oxytocin. You are giving me warning.
Oxytocin from the brain, you know,
Oh.
and gives you that feeling that you want.
You can't get it close. Close. I want to go. I have to go.
Yeah,
I'm the only good girl amongst all of you. Let us go.
I think it's just good. It's good to end on the love note. My name is Yinka K.
And I'm flexible, Miriam, okay? Have a lovely Wednesday afternoon.
My name is Tomisi. Of course, you know that. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye bye. And thanks to Auntie.